very small farm in southern Alabama in a one-stop sign town in a restful and rustic corner of the world. Among the many things on that farm, we raised pigs, chickens, and since we always had a raccoon or two in the backyard, I guess we raised them too. There were about 10 families in our small community. None of us were rich. We were what's known as dirt poor. Yet, without question, I had the best childhood ever. I often lament not being able to give my own children such a childhood. As a child, I never knew just how poor we really were, nor did I even think of ourselves as poor. When my grandmother Hattie would ask me to help her in the garden, I thought she just wanted to spend quality time with me. I never knew it was for our survival. If we ever wanted greens or beans on our plate, it had to come from the effort of our own two hands. From these people in our community, my people, and from that small spot on the map, I learned the valuable lesson of what it means to be a part of the Black community. I learned it has nothing to do with the style of my hair, whether it's natural or processed. I learned that sharing in the Black community has nothing to do with how far my son's pants sag, or if I speak just the acceptable amount of broken English, or if I vote in a certain predictable way. Nor is my membership in the Black community predicated on how easily I can tie my emotions back to slavery, or how much of a victim mentality I can adopt because my ancestors didn't have the advantages I have today. Instead, I was taught that the Black community is a village. We're not invisible. We see each other. We're not alone. We share a common destiny. Our fate, in many ways, is tied to our collective success. We're not a faceless society of remote government bureaucrats trying to plan each other's lives. We're all engaged in the same battle. We take care of our own. I remember that when I was a child, if I did something less than honorable while I was away from my family, rarely could I make it down the hill from church and back to my grandmother's house without at least 6 of the 10 families reporting my mischief to her before I walked through the front door. I learned I did not belong to myself. I didn't even belong only to my parents. I was obligated to live well because to do otherwise reflected poorly on our village. I was obligated to be respectful to my elders. Never would a child dare call an elder by their first name. It was always yes, ma'am, and no, sir. We gave deference whether it was earned or not. As the granddaughters of farmers, I saw my grandparents up early working in the fields, sowing seeds with full expectation that their efforts wouldn't be in vain. I saw my grandfather slaughter a hog and then go from house to house sharing portions of his bounty with others. It wasn't uncommon to awaken in the morning to find anonymous bunches of collard greens on our front porch. One family borrowed sugar, another borrowed rice. We shared. We often had extra people at the dinner table. I had more play cousins than I could count. We were all a part of a larger family. My brothers and I lived with my mother and maternal grandmother. Among the many luxuries we lacked was the comfort of running water. In addition to having to traipse out to a dark and gloomy outhouse in the backyard that promised to suck me in if I sat on it, we also had a well on the